All right, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah. My name is Ken Binder. I'll be the Master of Ceremonies this afternoon. I'm the Undersheriff here in Santa Clara County, and it is my great privilege to welcome all of you here to the Oath of Office ceremony for Santa Clara County's 29th elected sheriff, Sheriff Robert Jonsen. Now, if you all could please stand for the posting of the colors.
Honor guard! March on the colors!
Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem by the Sheriff's Office very own Rosie Dominguez.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
How about a round of applause for the Sheriff's Office Honor Guard and pipes and drums? You may be seated. It is now time to honor our elected officials and honored guests. There are a lot of you here today, so I'm going to ask that you hold your round of applause till the very end. But it's very important that you be acknowledged. So if I call your name or group, please stand briefly and be acknowledged, and at the end I'll give you the round of applause. I'd like to start off with Congresswoman Anna Eshoo. Thank you for being here. Senator Dave Cortese. Haven't seen him yet. He's probably going to be here anytime. Evan Reed from the Lieutenant Governor's Office. County Board of Supervisors President, Susan Ellenberg. Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors, Cindy Chavez. Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors, Sylvia Arenas. Santa Clara County District Attorney, Jeff Rosen. Santa Clara County Assessor, Larry Stone. Santa Clara County Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Jeff Smith. Santa Clara County Chief Operating Officer, Greta Hansen. Chief Santa Clara County Counsel and the next CEO of Santa Clara County, James Williams. San Mateo County Sheriff, Christina Corpus. Monterey County Sheriff, Tina Nieto. San Benito County Sheriff, Coroner Eric Taylor. Now we're going to move to groups. If you are a mayor, please stand and be recognized. If you are a vice mayor or city council member, please stand and be recognized. If you are a chief of police or a federal special agent in charge, please stand and be recognized. If you're a deputy county executive of Santa Clara County or any county, stand and be recognized. And I got you, Martha. Last but not least, if you're a county director or a department head, please stand and be recognized. Got you, Gene. Anyone else that I missed, please stand and be recognized. The odds are saying I must. All right. Thank you very much. So let's have a round of applause for everyone that stood and was recognized. I'd now like to invite Pastor Paul Baines of Project We Hope to come up for the invocation. It is an honor to have him here. Pastor Baines is deeply rooted in all aspects of the local community. Through his work at We Hope, he is fulfilling a lifelong commitment of helping the most marginalized individuals and populations in Northern California. Pastor Baines works directly with and supports the homeless. He is also a police chaplain for several Bay Area police departments, and he sits on the board for many local organizations, including City Team, Able Works, Peninsula Healthcare, and Second Harvest Food Bank. Thank you, Pastor Baines.
Thank you. This is for Chief Jonsen, not for me. Thank you. I didn't even know that was happening. But it's a great pleasure and honor to serve our sheriff, excuse me. And the entire law enforcement family and the fire department family as well. So I'm going to pray out of my own faith tradition. You are welcome to pray out of your own faith tradition if you are a person of faith. The great thing is that I learned from our Congresswoman today that I've never thought about was that we all should have faith in one another. And so thank you, Congressman Oneshu, for sharing that. Gracious Father, we are honored and we are privileged to even be here today. There are wars and rumors of wars. There are trials and tribulations around the world. There is hunger, there is pain. But today, you've blessed us with the opportunity to come together one with another from all different backgrounds, socioeconomic status, from all different types of families, law enforcement, civic, municipalities, to honor this man who has spent a lifetime of service, who is now being promoted to the sheriff of Santa Clara County Sheriff's Department. We thank you for his life. We thank you for his family. And we ask that you will protect him and everyone in law enforcement as they go to protect our communities, that not only will you protect them, but you will protect their friends and loved ones that they leave behind. Now bless this service and let it be a blessing unto thee. In the matchless name of your Son, we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Baines. Now it is time for our honorary speaker. She needs no introduction, but I would be remiss if I didn't at least give a brief introduction. She's an amazing human being, a mentor, and a true leader. Like the Silicon Valley region she represents, Congresswoman Anna Eshoo exemplifies innovation. She's creative, productive, a problem solver, and a consensus builder. For over 2 decades in Congress, Representative Eshoo has defended consumers, promoted American competitiveness and innovation, fought for access to health care for families and children, protected the environment, and encouraged the development of clean energy technology. Please welcome with me Congresswoman Anna G. Eshoo.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's wonderful to be here. It's more than wonderful. It's a great honor, and it feels good to celebrate something wonderful. The last time I was in a room with so much law enforcement was in Half Moon Bay. And, you know, we know that that's a backdrop to not only what is taking place in our country, in our very own communities, and the answer to that is community, and it is outstanding law enforcement. And so it is with a great deal of pride on behalf of everyone here that we celebrate the swearing in of a new sheriff. I believe that, people are hungry today for decency, for mutual respect and community. And I think that those values are really captured by our new sheriff. We're incredibly fortunate that he has chosen a lifetime, a career, to live out these values. He's the son of a police officer. He's the great nephew of a former Santa Clara County sheriff. And like them, he has heeded the call to serve. Bob Jonsen has the community at the heart of everything he does. And again, his career and what he has dedicated himself to. I mean, he has chosen this. No one forced him to do it, So, that's the first big step, right? To heed the call, He has tackled problems by reaching out to community stakeholders. No matter how wonderful, experienced, or special an individual is, it's only one person. We all need each other. And so knowing that part of all of this in terms of what we do in the public sphere is to work with stakeholders. And when he's done that, he has opened the dialogue with people, and he is a very good listener, That's how we get even better answers to the challenges that we have. I think Bob understands very well that when we speak of challenges, I know I see an opportunity. Every time I hear the word challenge, I know that he does as well. His public safety work has been highly innovative. He's focused, again, on bringing the community together, and this is a tall order for each one of us during this time in the life of our nation and in the life of our community right here at home. Coalitions have to be formed. They have to be fostered. They have to be tendered. They have to be tendered. And local businesses need to be involved in this. They too are an important part of the life of our community. And of course, residents always want to have opportunities to connect with members of law enforcement. I think for each one of us, from the earliest memory that we have as children, that we looked up to our local police officers, law enforcement, we still feel that way. We still feel that way. There is a deep regard in our country for those of you that serve. You put your lives on the line. You put your lives on the line every day. But just as it is for all of our systems, for everything that we look at, everything bears the mark of humanity. We're not perfect, but we can always, and we must, really engage daily to seek that perfection that the framers wrote about and spoke of. This is a very special part of our country. The country looks to this region for innovation, for models that work. I have every confidence that as Bob Jonsen succeeds, this entire region is going to succeed. And when we are strong locally, we have a stronger and better country. So I have a prayer for you, Bob. I ask that God continue to bless you. Thank you for offering yourself, for heeding the call. We're proud of you. And we wish you all of our best. There's not a person here that won't answer your call and say yes to you. Bless you. Bless you and thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for having me here today. And you have a great undersheriff, Bob. I have to tell you that. And I have a little bit of a confession because we keep all of this in the family because his brother is our police chief in Palo Alto, in the heart of my congressional district. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman. All right, so now it's time for the oath of office. First, I'd like to invite Sheriff Johnson's parents, Bob and Cece Jonsen, to come up and join us on the stage. And I'd also like to invite Judge Theodore Zahner to come up and join us on the stage. And as they make their way, I'd just like to tell you a little bit about Judge Zahner. He was appointed to the California Superior Court in 2009. His judicial assignments have included work in the civil, criminal, family, drug, and appellate divisions. He also served as the presiding judge for Santa Clara County for 2 years, beginning in 2021. And he served as the chair of the Trial Court Presiding Judges Advisory Committee and its executive committee. And he's also a member of the Information Technology Advisory Committee. Thank you, Judge. And I would also like to invite Sheriff Bob Jonsen to please come up. And I think it's important to just give you a little bit of a background. We all know Sheriff Jonsen to a certain extent, but for those who aren't as familiar, he's been in law enforcement since 1986. Prior to being elected the sheriff of Santa Clara County, Bob was the police chief for the Palo Alto Police Department from 2018 to 2022. His successor isn't too bad either. He was the police chief before that with the Menlo Park Police Department for 5 years, where he led the organization to receiving the International Association of Chiefs of Police Cisco Community Policing Award. Most of Bob's career was with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, where he worked for 27 years. It's really good to see you back in tan and green, Sheriff. He last commanded the Lancaster Station as a captain, where they served the city of Lancaster. Prior to being promoted to captain, he was a coordinator of the Antelope Valley Crime Valley Initiative, where he developed crime reduction strategies for a 1,370 square mile region. Significant crime reductions and greater community collaboration led to his unit receiving the James Q. Wilson Award for Community Policing in 2010. Bob received the JQW Award a second time while he was police chief at the Menlo Park Police Department, as well as the Helen Putnam Award for Excellence in Public Safety. Bob believes it's essential to provide personnel with the best training possible so everyone can live healthy lives, physically, mentally, and emotionally while serving their communities. Healthy cops serve the community in healthy ways. Bob became a certified instructor for the Compassion Cultivation Training in 2018, a program developed at Stanford University by a team of contemplative scholars, clinical psychologists, and researchers. He also graduated as a trained mindfulness facilitator from UCLA's Seminole Institute for Neuroscience and Human Behavior in 2020. Additionally, he's a peer coach for Resilience Immersion Training, a program designed specifically for public safety personnel, and he developed the Mindful Badge Initiative and the University of California, San Diego Center for Mindfulness. Bob was instrumental in bringing mindfulness training to the Menlo Park Police Department, where every employee received resilience emergence training. He facilitated mindfulness and compassion cultivation training to public safety personnel throughout California and witnessed the profound impact it had for participants, both professionally and personally. He has co-developed resiliency programs for public service with Courageous Heart, the human behind the badge, now being offered to law enforcement agencies across the state. Regarding his personal life, Sheriff Jonsen is married to a wonderful woman, Dr. Amy Nett, who has her own medical practice in Palo Alto, and she will be pinning his badge after the oath of office today. And together they have 2 grown-up children and 2 grandchildren. So without further ado, Judge, would you do the honors?
I will, Under Sheriff. Sheriff? Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I
Robert Jonsen,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations, Sheriff.
Thank you, Judge. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
Appreciate it. Love you. Love you too.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Dr. Amy Nett, if you would join us on the stage for the pinning of the badge.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
I'm better at swearing the oath than I am at taking it myself because I get teared up when I take it myself.
All right. Got it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Well, in the interest of mindfulness and compassion, I would like to say thank you. Now let's go enjoy some refreshments. I guess it's not that easy. And after being at the State of the County on Wednesday evening, I just have to disclose there will be no dancing. There will be no singing. But we do have some drums and pipes, as you heard. So hopefully that set the mood for everyone. You know, I have to say my heart is warm. Thank you, Judge, Pastor Baines, Congresswoman Esu. Your words really just resonated with me, and I've always been privileged to be in your presence, so thank you for being here with us today. You know, to everyone, the supervisors who are here with us today, the commissioners, all of the elected officials, my family, friends, co-workers of the past, colleagues of right now, I'm truly, truly humbled by all of you being here, so thank you. So I'm also very, very appreciative and touched by all the support it took to get me here. You know, it's very true what the Congresswoman said. I did choose this, right? And I actually think there should be a psychological exam for anybody running for Congress. If I had known what I know now, I probably would have chose differently, but I actually couldn't be happier and couldn't be more proud. I'm also equally grateful for all the support that's going to be required to move our sheriff's office where it needs to be so we can serve these communities in the most excellent fashion of public safety. So I'm appreciating and I'm really looking forward the fact that every time I make that call, there's going to be a yes on the other end. So where's James Williams? There he is back in the corner. It starts with him, I know. So, and I'm really, you know, with James Williams, Ed Chicata here, my former boss, and many others. And what a lot of you may have picked up is the Undersheriff Ken Binder, who, in a perfect world, I wish were maybe a few inches shorter, or I was a few inches taller. But I think I may be the only sheriff in the state that's had the privilege to work with both Binder brothers, because Andrew Binder was the assistant chief at Palo Alto while I was there. Extremely well earned that he is now the chief of Palo Alto, leading them, so thank you. And before the day is over, we have to get a photo with both of you. So you can just stand down there and Andrew and I will stand up here. So, you know, I am honored, truly honored, to be back in Tana Green and to serve Santa Clara County as your 29th sheriff. So thank you for all of you for being here. You know, a special note of gratitude to the sheriff's team, especially Lana, Assistant Sheriff Rodriguez, Under Sheriff Binder, and all the other members that have been working so diligently for really the past 45 days, if not more, to get us here today. It was a tremendous undertaking, so thank you to all of you. Really, really do appreciate it. You know, and without question, my heartfelt appreciation to my wife for pinning the badge without drawing blood. So thank you. And for going along with this idea of me being sheriff. You know, it has been quite the year without question. New to politics, it was something that we underestimated, the time commitment. But your support and your constant reminders to stay hydrated and healthy, without question, helped me endure and gave me the stamina to be here today. So thank you. Speaking of love, I am blessed to have my parents here. My son, my brothers, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins. Unable to join us is our eldest brother and his wife, who are still enjoying and celebrating an Eagles victory. My sister and her family, who are extremely busy in Southern California. And my second son, his wife, and my grandson, who are in Austin celebrating the newest addition to the Jonsen family, my goddaughter and their daughter, Noelle Grace, who was born last week. So really, really appreciate everybody being here with us today. There's one other very influential individual in my life that is not here, and if you would indulge me, I would like to honor our mother with a moment of silence. And the reason for that is she was born on this day, February 3rd, 1938, and passed away soon after her 50th birthday in 1980. So if you just indulge me with a brief moment. Thank you. So, here we are, a new sheriff. And as the Mercury News would say, the first of the millennium. It's been a while. And as was mentioned, for our family, it's been over 130 years since our great-great-uncle was the sheriff of Santa Clara County when he was elected in 1887. And it's interesting because when I ran and jumped into this race, I had to ask the question, well, what kind of sheriff was he? My aunt, the historian of the family, was well prepared for that question because we have to admit, in 1887, things were a little different. So it could have gone either way. But I found that he was a man who advocated for increased funding so he could care for the people that were in his jails. He was also a man that would go to great lengths in apprehending those who victimized community members. His picture is still on the wall at headquarters. The house he built in San Jose in 1890 still stands today. And I'm honored to be part of that lineage. But being part of that lineage, you may be saying, well, what kind of sheriff is Bob Jonsen going to be? Well, I would like to start by sharing the first paragraph of our law enforcement police officer code of conduct, which reads, as a law enforcement officer, my primary and fundamental duty is to serve. Simple, to serve. To protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder. And most importantly, to respect the constitutional rights of all, to liberty, equality, and justice. Let me say that again. Respect the constitutional rights of all. The reason I share this with you is because in every organization I've led, I've emphasized the importance of respect and serving our communities with respect. And I honestly believe this should be the organization's guiding ethos in public safety. My approach to law enforcement is actually very simple, and it's always been very clear. To respect the profession, respect everyone, and probably most importantly, respect yourself. And to do this, all of this, deeply rooted in compassion. Because from that, we can build relationships. It's that simple. You know, I will really dive into respect-based policing. It's something I will communicate and discuss with the workforce in greater detail, such that my expectations in moving us forward are clear and unequivocal. And with just a few weeks in working in this organization in the sheriff's office, I can already tell you, and it's very apparent to me, that this organization is filled with outstanding men and women. Outstanding. I've been thoroughly impressed all across the board. Their commitment to excellence in public safety and public service is impressive, and I couldn't be prouder to be part of your team. They deserve leadership who is engaged in their futures, and I plan to deliver. Together, we will continue to create greater organizational pathways to success so every member of the Sheriff's Office can thrive throughout their entire career, knowing that their personal well-being will always be a priority for the organization. Together, we will continue to build educational opportunities for those in the justice system and create and establish an environment for any individual have the opportunity to graduate from incarceration rather than just being released back into an environment which may invite recidivism. And together, we will work with our colleagues and our partners throughout the county in doing everything we can to create a safer community and a safer county for us all. You know, the community deserves a sheriff who's open to collaboration, willing to listen, and who will lead the organization in alignment with community values. That's what I think we all want, and it's just not that difficult. You know, if my brother Rick were here, he would remind me of the importance to do justice, but love mercy, and serve with humility. And that's what I plan to do. I will deliver on the promises I made during the campaign of bringing more transparency and accountability to the Sheriff's Office, providing greater access and care for those in the justice housed system, and making our communities safer and improving our responses to mental health. While I plan to deliver on these promises, the truth is none of it can be accomplished alone. It's going to require all of us working together in order to make them a reality. You know, in 1968, Robert Kennedy gave a speech at Kansas University that I believe made an important point that still stands true today. And Kennedy said, for we as a people, we are strong enough and we are brave enough to be told the truth of where we stand. Honesty and candor is needed in political life. Well, honesty and candor. I've been doing this a long time. And I know that there will be challenges. I'm not naive to that. And there are going to be times where you may not like what I have to say. You may not agree with what I have to say. And if I'm being honest, we're going to become frustrated at times regarding the rate of which progress is being made. But with that said, I can assure you that I will always be honest with you. And at times, my intentions will always, my candor may even set you back, but my intentions will always be the best for our organization and the communities we serve. You know, I didn't run for sheriff to be a placeholder for the next 4 years. I ran not to hide behind the ways of the past. I ran to find out the promise that the future holds, to see what we can accomplish together. Because if we as a people can't implement our vision on the future of public safety over the next few years in one of the most innovative and well-funded regions of the world, then collectively we have failed. And I don't like failing. So we are going to work to do what needs to be done to get this organization moving forward and serving the communities as best we can. And yes, patience will be required in advance as we begin moving forward. So I want to share some wise words that have always resonated with me, spoken by Condoleezza Rice, who said, the great thing about America is we are impatient for change. Unfortunately, sometimes that impatience runs over progress. So I would like to close by assuring you that progress is being made. We are moving this organization forward in a line with community values and in a way that equally supports the men and women that continue to serve your communities. I really do look forward to working with all of you as we do this, in ensuring our objectives are met and even growing beyond what we can dream of today. And before I close this out, we have honored so many people that is extremely well earned today, but I would love for all the sheriff's team to come up, stand behind me, so we can take a collective photo, because this is your team as we begin moving forward. Good job, man. Thank you. Hey, Neil. Yes. Hey, how are you? Great. Thank you. Good to see you. Thanks. Hey, what's up? My brothers, you're their favorite lieutenant just from the name now. So. Hey, thanks for coming. Hey, Pat. Thanks.
Excellent.
Thank you. Hey, thank you. Thanks for coming. Hi. How are you? Now, the reality is this is just a small portion of your team, but this is a team collectively, the experience, the talent, that is really going to accomplish amazing things over the next few years. So they deserve a round of applause. Hi, how are you? Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Did you get them all? Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh. Sergeant Morales, who's taking the photos this afternoon, came up and said, "Can you get some powder on this thing? Just it's better for the photos," but it is what it is. You got it? Thank you, everybody. Thanks. Thanks for coming. Thank you. Thanks, Christine. Hey, thanks. Thanks, Dan. And now, as promised, a little music for you as we prepare to exit, and I hope you can join us for refreshments. Thank you so much for coming, and again, I'm honored to be your sheriff. Thank you. Love you.